You can hear this. You are not alone. This is the resistance.
What's up, everyone? This is the Tin Man with the Resistance. If you're watching this, you are the Resistance. And today's video is actually going to be a two-parter, so keep an eye out for the next video. The first video is going to be about the comments that are being left on my channel, specifically my video, Campaign Against Your Rights, Volunteer. It is my personal belief that these profiles are not individual profiles, but are actually fake profiles set up by the YRV to troll and harass me as per his threats in his email detailed in a previous video. And the reason I believe this is because there are several red flags here. The first flag, outside of the YRV, I've not had any issue with people trolling or dogging my page. And now, after YRV has made his threat against me, saying that he would dog my channel if I didn't do what he wants, all of a sudden, I've got trolling comments coming out of the woodworks from multiple profiles. So that's a pretty big coincidence right there. Number two, the profiles from the comments have little to no history, which suggests that these profiles were created not as individual profiles for individual users to watch and comment on videos, etc., but were created for an alternate purpose and are probably in fact run by the same person. These are clearly dummy profiles. Number three, the comments fit YRV's grammar patterns, spelling errors, sentence structures, and so on. If you compare the comments of these profiles to that of YRV, they are very, very similar. And it's pretty obvious who's writing them. It's clearly the same person. Number four, some of the comments are reposts from one or more different profiles. You know, most trolls are somewhat original with their comments and won't repost something that was already said in that same comment section. However, in this instance, it has specifically 4 comments, and you can see them on the video. Some of them have been flagged as spam. Just go ahead and click show and they'll show up. The first was 4 days ago, which today is the 10th of September, was from Anonymous. It's two-part, Anon, ymous. And the comment reads, "You make Anonymous look bad attacking this person. You are lying about his plan and what he has to offer the world. I have talked to Daniel on the phone in great detail about his plan and all his comments about Anonymous. And I, for one, am ashamed of you fake-ass shitbags that seek personal agendas and to try to censor others that expose your criminal activity. Expect us, fake Anon channel, do not follow. BustingThieves. I too am ashamed of your fake ass shitbags that seek personal agendas to try to censor others and expose your criminal activities. Expect us, fake Anon channel." And there's 2 more comments that are the same to the T. So that's a given. And if these comments get deleted, don't worry, I've already saved them offline and have posted them to my DeviantArt journal. And you know, that's more or less vintage YRV in itself. That puts me a little bit off my point here, but that's another factor in these comments, you can clearly see that the way these people are talking, saying that I am lying about his plan and what he has to offer the world, and that I am trying to censor others that expose your criminal activities. How many times has YRV said that? I mean, it's obvious who's really talking here. It's a given. You know, so that's my next point on there. You know, I should have added that point to the list, but I didn't write it down. But there you have it. Number 5. Number 5, the hostility and language portrayed in the comments is vintage YRV as well. The elevated temper, the name calling, you know, if you compare the comments, you know, not the comments I read, but the other comments in response to other YouTube members, and compare that to comments of YRV in similar nature, it's, in side-by-side comparison, it's clear as day that they're the same person. Number 6, they have focused on one of my videos and have not touched the other 4 videos, which is surprising, because if an individual is going to troll you, they're going to not just stick to one video. They're going to go all over the place and troll you at every possible turn. And it's only when multiple profiles are being used, that people don't generally spread out, because they don't want to overload themselves and take on too much and then get confused about what they said and where they said it. If these were all individuals posting their own comments, that wouldn't even be a factor. But being that it is a factor, it is obvious that these profiles are run by the same person. My next point, their names were quite interesting, you know, which really kind of fits YRV and his way of thinking. Names such as ExposingCriminals, ImaBicthenAboutYou, BustingThieves. You know, that's kind of vintage YRV. And my final point, he uses Anon shit, you know, like the expect us, or the name Anonymous for one of the profiles. Anonymous knows who YRV is. They don't like YRV because of the things that he's been doing. They've spoken out against him numerous times, and Anon followers and supporters have seen this and know what's going on as well. So it is highly unlikely that Anonymous or an Anon supporter is going to troll and harass another Anon supporter in favor of someone who has openly spoken out and has declared war on Anonymous. It just doesn't happen. It's clear as day not real. I mean, that is like so beyond reality that I can't even think of what to say. It's just obvious that these are not Anons speaking out, because why would they X out one of their own in favor of someone who has professed themselves to be their enemy? It does not make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, then it is not true. Oh God, I'm quoting Judge Judy. Ah! But one thing I will say about him quoting Anonymous and posing as Anonymous, that takes balls. You know, I will give credit where credit is due. To pose as Anonymous when you are an advocate against Anonymous, that takes a lot of guts and a lot of balls. I'm not sure how smart it was, but damn it, you know, in that retrospect, the guy's got balls. So I will give him due credit on that. But I'm going to go ahead and cut this video off and go on to my next video. Okay, this is part 2 of my video. I decided rather than making 2 videos, I was just going to put both segments together because I really don't want to waste any more time on YRV. I'm currently looking into legal action. I'm talking with a friend of mine who's friends with a lawyer and looking into what my legal options are in regards to this matter. And I want to state publicly that if, in the event that this may head to a class action lawsuit, being that YRV has harassed and cyberbullied and tried to extort more than just myself, this may wind up resulting in a class action lawsuit. And if in that event, I will share that information on how to get in contact with the lawyer to join the suit for anybody who's had similar experiences with YRV. So, but that's only if it comes to that. You know, I'll make a video on that if and when the time comes. Other than that, I'm just planning on moving forward from the YRV. But in regards to the first segment, the links to the fake profiles are listed in the description box below, so feel free to flag those as harassing and fake profiles, because that's exactly what they are. They are fake profiles used to harass people. But I'm going to go ahead and get into the lies that YRV has spread about me. Now, he goes around saying that I am a liar and that I am lying about him constantly, yet he never offers any explanation as to what it is I'm lying about, and never cares to try to correct my quote lies and show where I'm lying. But I'm going to do just that here. I'm going to address each of the lies, and I am going to show you where exactly they are lies. The first is that I am a terrorist. By definition, terrorism is a criminal action that violates any state law that endangers human life. In fact, I think the exact definition is, it is an action that endangers human life that violates any federal or state law. Now, I have never committed such an action, nor have I advocated or supported any such action. And YRV will try to justify his claims that I am a terrorist by saying that I am advocating a war against the government. Now, that is the second lie, and is flat out a lie, because if you've been following me for a while, even if you're a new subscriber, you can go and check out the old videos that I've made from when I first started. And what is my key slogan? Peaceful resistance is key to peaceful victory. I have always been about finding a peaceful solution. Now, as far as a war against the government or a civil war or a revolution of any kind, I accept it as a possibility. You know, I fully accept that it could in fact happen. You know, especially given the high level of tension that seems to be building between the government and the citizens. You know, it's very likely that this could happen, and I accept that reality, and I advocate being prepared for such an event, just as I advocate being prepared in case of a natural disaster such as earthquake, tornado, hurricane, whatever. It doesn't mean that I am supporting it. I'm just advocating being prepared. You know, people who are prepared for a natural disaster such as a tornado or hurricane or an earthquake or what have you, it doesn't mean that they're advocating or supporting those events, you know, just because they support Be Prepared doesn't mean that they want a tornado or an earthquake or what have you. It's just being prepared using common sense. And that's my personal standpoint. As far as a war, I would personally like to see a peaceful solution, but if that's what it is, then that's what it is. And I accept the reality of that situation, and I advocate being prepared for it. Nothing more to be said on the matter. Number 3, he says that I suffer from some sort of bipolar or Asperger's disease. From what I know, YRV does not have a degree in psychology and is not licensed as a therapist, psychologist, or any sort of doctor, and thusly cannot diagnose anybody with anything, let alone make a diagnosis based solely on a comment or email exchange or even a person's videos. Because he doesn't know the first thing about me, my history, or anything. He just sees what he sees online and is making an opinion based on that. And it's not just an opinion against me. He's used that against other people as well. Other similar things he said that, you know, that he said about other people, to avoid contact with me because I will likely kill you, thinking that you are some government agent. You know, again, he said that against other people as well. You know, it seems to be a consistent pattern with him. So, you know, I can say that at least he's consistent. But as far as me personally, I work with the general public. I am a cameraman in indie pro wrestling. I work with the public all the time. I deal with the public all the time. And I'm a very social person. And anybody who knows me will tell you this. So for him to say such a thing is clearly an out-and-out lie. Because, you know, I don't sit around hiding in a dark room going, oh, everybody's out to get me, everybody's out to get me. No, I'm out and about, I'm making friends, I'm a social butterfly, as the term goes. So that there is an out-and-out lie, not just against myself, but against others, because he uses the same MO with other people. Another one of his MOs, that I may be stocking up weapons and explosives in my home. No. The only kind of weapons I've had in my home were display swords and knives, which can be seen in the Tommy Bird videos over on the YouTube channel, The Tommy Bird Show. And I don't even have those anymore. And as far as explosives go, I don't know the first thing about explosives, I'll be perfectly honest. And I'd be afraid to have or even try to make an explosive because I don't know what I'm doing. I'd be totally afraid of blowing myself up. So that's an out-and-out lie, and it's clear that it's a lie because he doesn't know the first thing about me. He doesn't know me outside of my dealings with him on the internet. He's never been to my house. So where can he make any such assumption? And the last lie that he says about me is in regards into a video I made in the past where I was trying to get in contact with some people from my past. The video is titled making contact with the resistance fighters, or a message to my resistance fighters, or whatever. Sorry about that. And this was in reference to some people from my past who are well off financially, who I was and am hoping to get in contact with in hopes that they will financially fund my charity program. Now, at the time I made the video, the charity program hadn't become public yet, the Sanctuary Recovery Program that I am trying to put together for homeless individuals and families. I hadn't publicized that yet, so I wasn't going to go into detail at the time. Nor was I going to release any details beyond what I had to in regards to the people from my past. All I'm going to say on the matter is that these were people who were in my life years ago, who knew how politically motivated I was, and knew about my political activism and whatnot, and stated that when the time was right, if I needed it, they would help me out financially. And I was trying to get in touch with those people, and because we had lost touch, and get them to get in touch with me. And I used the term RTB, which is a military term for return to base. And, you know, anybody knows that. And YRV, professing to be a military veteran, knows this term as well. But he tried to twist it and say that RTB meant resistance tactical bomb. Now, I don't even know what the hell that is. So, YRV, when you start trolling the comment section of my video, please do explain to me exactly what a resistance tactical bomb is, because I'm personally confused. And, you know, it's obvious that the whole RTB, resistance tactical bomb, bullshit is just lies and bullshit, because the video was clear that I was trying to get in contact with people from my past, and it was trying to get them to get in contact with me. So it was obvious and clear as day that RTB meant return to base, not resistance tactical bomb, whatever the hell that is. But that's all I've got to say on this matter. Like I said, I'm moving on from this. My next video, I'm getting back on point, you know, start focusing my attention where it should be. But, you know, I wanted to get these issues addressed, you know, especially with the comments thing. But I've got no more really to say on the matter. So until next time, if you're watching this, you are the resistance.